All right, day 2 of 365 days of horsemanship. Got my shades on because it's so nice and sunny outside. I came up and took Lawrence and Mia for a little walk. There's a nice little sort of, I don't know, 40-minute-ish sort of hacking circle that you can do, which is really nice. So I took them both in hand, which is super. Yeah, I came up, got Mia first, and yeah, that was good. Felt like it was a tricky moment because someone was coming to just give them some hay. And yeah, I think we had a nice conversation, went to get Lawrence, and Lawrence was kind of like, oh, no, I don't want to go. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Well, I'll just hang out with you for a minute. And he's like, no, I still don't want to go. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'll hang out with you for a minute. And eventually he's kind of like, all right, fine, I'll go. And it's like, I can kind of feel the energy from him that like, he's tolerant of it. Like he knows that if he really said no, that I would leave him. But he wasn't like really excited. So then we went out and actually we had a really nice walk. Yeah. Lawrence was like an angel. He was just absolutely perfect. And I was so grateful for him because Mia definitely is just more, she just is more high maintenance. She just needs more all the time. She needs me to be like checking in a lot more. And Lawrence, you know, used to be like that. And it was just so nice to just feel like, you know, we're rocking up the path and it's, you know, kind of tight and he's just rocking out in front and I'm just like zone 5, just chilling out, just behind his tail, with Mia behind me, and he's just like a happy chappy, you know. And then when she gets stuck on the gate, it's like, oh, that's cool, he can wait, he's not gonna like freak out if I like say, okay, you gotta wait there for a minute, I gotta go back and sort this out and sort her out. And he's just, yeah, he was so cool. And he was just like, I've been thinking about it a bit, that I'm starting to see the difference between connected and unhappy and disconnected. So like there's a difference, like when a horse is just like not there in their head, they're just switched off and they're not like really like engaging with you, and they're just like a robot and you're like giving instructions and they're following orders, but there's no back and forth, there's no like, yeah, there's no communication going on, no connection. And then there's like connection, but we're not like totally happy with what's going on, or we're not like living our best life. And it was interesting because definitely I felt that I think Lawrence maintains connection with me pretty much all the time. I've noticed a couple times I gave him a bath earlier in the week and that was really hard for him, but it was a good learning point for me because for the first time ever I saw him really freak out. Like I really saw the anxiety come up and all the PTSD and everything that he's got going on, and he was just so stressed out about me putting this water on his face and so scared and anxious. And I like saw it and was like, oh, okay, I'm not just gonna push through this because I've missed it, I'm actually gonna deal with the way that you feel right now. And I actually decided to give him just a ton of carrots basically. And it like, once I gave him the carrot, it was like he could have the carrot and then manage me washing his face. And I think, you know, for him, I wouldn't say maybe do that with every horse, but definitely for him that was a really great opportunity to have a more positive association with a negative activity for him. And I kind of realized that actually, like, you know, he really left and he was like, I'm not with you anymore, I'm with myself because I'm really stressed. And actually that doesn't happen very often with him. Most of the time now it's like he is with me, and he's connected, even if he's not necessarily like happy with what I'm doing, or he doesn't agree, or he wants to say no, or he's like annoyed or bored or sad or cross or whatever. He's still like communicating that with me, and like we're still able to understand each other. Whereas with Mia definitely her connection, I would say, is like more unstable. It's like it'll come and go, and then when it goes, it's like she's like ignoring me, and she's like doing her own thing, and she's not really like, it's like, oh, now we're back in Mia world, and now it's like, oh, now we can be together, now back in Mia world. And that was really interesting to kind of see the difference between them, definitely. I think that Mia definitely needs some time with me on her own on this walk, but I also don't know how to make the right decision. I don't know what decisions to make for every like obstacle that we come across, because like I try not to let her eat when we're out, because we have such a drama with the eating thing, and it's like such an emotional thing. But today, you know, we did a couple of times have some grass while cars were passing, just so we could be off the road, and actually that did help her to blow out, and it actually did help her to release some of that energy. So then it's like, okay, maybe that is a good thing to do. But like, I don't know, with Lawrence there, it sort of feels like I kind of have a buffer that allows me to just make more decisions for the good of the herd, rather than having to constantly think about whether or not what I'm doing is exactly the right thing for her. So I think that probably for now I'll keep taking them together, because it's a good vibe, basically. Because it's a good vibe. Yeah. I've definitely I think having this balance between like freedom-based training, and then, you know, like today I came in and it was like, hey, you know, for Mia, and I came in, I was like, hey, we're going somewhere. And, you know, like kind of played a dominant catching game where I was like, oh, where's your behind? And she was like, oh, hey. And it kind of played that a little bit, like really soft, like really nice, just like really, and if she'd have left, then she'd have left and I'd have taken the energy down. But it's like offering her that dominant play sometimes, and introducing myself as like, oh, today we're playing dominance games is actually, I think, going to be okay. Alongside days where I come in and I say, hey, we're not playing dominance games today. Today, I'm coming to hang out with you. Hopefully my needs and your needs can be met. But my priority here is to listen and learn and communicate with you, on your own terms. So yeah. So it was a good day. It was a good day. And the sun is shining. Yeah, so I felt successful today. I was happy. And I think Lawrence had a good time when he went out, which I was really pleased about. So, you know, hopefully next time I come to get him, maybe it'll take him less time to be convinced that he can tolerate what I'm offering, and that it won't be too hard. I think maybe I just need to stick with this walk for a little while until he feels good about going on the walk. And then if that doesn't happen, or if he says no even more, then I guess I make a new plan. So we'll see.